Hi guys, Flisk here. Welcome to another World of Tanks replay with me. And if I just change the interface for you. There we go, back to ×1. So I'm in my T71, the Tier 7 American Autoloader Scout. It's the one that goes to the T69, the T54E1, and then finally the T57 Heavy. I'm platooned with my friend Savage Duck in his LTTB. Not long after this, he actually got the T54 Lightweight and is now playing it and is enjoying it. But he is incredibly good with his LTTB. I'm just going to fix the FPS because at the moment, problem with World of Tanks, in that when I first load, it goes to 30 FPS for some reason. Not sure why. Anyway, back to the game at hand. So he's going the left-hand side spot, and I'm going to pick this right-hand side spot by this house here. Now there's not many bushes covered, but I've got the view range when my binocs activate to hopefully get some spots off. I decided to track and try and deal some damage to this ISU, because looking at the spot ranges, I know that OI and that IS3 are not going to be able to spot me from there. And my last shot, I decided to try and do some damage to the OI. I should have aimed it a bit lower, waited for the shot. Now you can't see the ticker feed, but here I was getting all of this spotting damage on this OI, and he almost died. So the team split fairly evenly. We've got a lot of heavies, which means we can't send all of the heavies to one side, as you normally would, because we need to send some of them where the mediums would normally go. We've got a Panther 88 still at spawn. Not sure what he's doing. Looking at his stats, he's probably AFK. We spot this T54, T34, and this T34 becomes an important player, an important character in this story, as we will find out. Just firing my clip there, seeing if I can, do some more damage to him. But he gets respotted and shot at so many times this game. I feel sorry for him. But he should really, if he's struggling in that kind of situation, he should probably learn situational awareness, get the optics in there on there, and probably have some binoculars as well to try and spot back what is spotting him. So, looking that they don't have much actually going to the heavy brawling area, only the IS3, which hopefully will be killed by my friend and T150 and the OI. I decided to push this side to try and get some spots off. I see the OI. I try and go for the side shot on the turret. Don't quite have the side shot on the turret. So we're going to climb over this rock. We're going to get a better angle on him. He's the only thing that can see us, so aim a little bit, and into the side of the turret. No problem. We've still got 5 rounds in our clip. And I think that at this point I'm thinking maybe I can go and get some side shots on these heavies. Maybe I can do something to help our OI and T150 move forward. I decide against shooting the T34, and I was far too slow to react. I repair my driver and I was far too slow to react to backing off there, and the T34 punished me for it, rightfully so. I should have realised a lot sooner that he was seeing me, and if I knew I wasn't going to take the shot, I should have backed off. Now they know all too well that I'm coming this way. But I decided to light them up again. See if I can get some sneaky side shots in. My gun depression just isn't good enough in this oscillating turret, and that's one of the problems with the T71. Its gun depression is not awful, don't get me wrong. It's not the LTTB or some of the Russian or Chinese, other Russian or Chinese tanks, but it is not as good as most of the American tanks are when it comes to their gun depression, and that is something you've got to remember with the oscillating turret on this autoloader. Same with the elevation as well. The elevation is not the best, and the reason for this is because oscillating turrets are such that the gun moves with the entirety of the turret. They're often, with the exception of the 50B, they're often struggling in terms of depression evasion. I spot this 34-100 alone. He's isolated. We get lucky no damage, but it wouldn't have mattered if he hurt us anyway, because we had the health to deal with him. But he was isolated. He was alone. We spotted this. We took our opportunity and dealt with him. And that, I believe, was a good play by us. We couldn't let him go to the cap to deal with the Panther 88 on his own. We couldn't let him like push through the middle. We spotted him and we dealt with him. So what's left? Well, we've got their artillery. We've got a T34 and KV3, and the KV85 is still over there. We've lost our OI. The T150 is hanging back. My friend in the LTTB is still trying to spot, and they've got a very, very good Comet player in our base, last spotted at C8. So hopefully our team can deal with him. He's just a Comet after all. I decide to go for the artillery. I go, this is an opportunity. I know where their heavies are. The artillery is completely open to me. I've got to take this opportunity to take care of their artillery, because that, you know, at this kind of game, these kind of numbers on either side, the artillery, if it gets a lucky shot, can make all the difference, and ours has died, so we need theirs taken out. Now I know I'm going to be spotted going through the cap circle, but I decide with the KV85 and T34 off to the right, if I can sneak some shots on this KV3, and I don't know how any of these are bouncing. There we go, that one goes through the front of his turret, but the rest of them don't at all. And I had absolutely no idea why. It was green on my circle. I didn't want to manually aim because I was more interested in being third person, seeing where my tank actually was, so I couldn't get a shot from the KV85 inside and pull out. See, I was trying to save my friend in the LTTB, or at least take some heat off him, and that entire clip doing no damage apart from one shot basically meant that he was dead. Now, there are 3 tanks in our spawn, the Panther, the Type, and the T34-100, and the T150 is going back as well, and they were all trying to deal with the Comet, and the Comet's killed the 34-100, and he's still alive. And our tanks are taking a lot of damage from this Comet, and at the end of match replay, you'll see, the results, you'll see just how much damage this Comet managed to do. I have no idea how he got away with it. Right, he's on 23 health. Looks like my team are going to deal with him now. So we came back a little bit too late, but we were the other side of the map, and we tried to get here as fast as we could. Comet's still alive though, we're almost there. And Comet is finally dead after hitting the Type 59 again. Probably with premium ammo, because it is a Type 59. But I can't believe this Comet did this much damage, was surrounded by 4 tanks for so long, and still lived. He should never have been allowed to live for so long. And this got us really worried, because me and my friend, because this Comet putting us all in the corner, they know exactly where all of us are, and it taking that much damage off us, we're really vulnerable to these 3 heavies. So I decided to go back to my original spotting place, because if those heavies haven't moved much, and look, lo and behold, the T34 again, sitting dead still in the same place he was before. I get one shot, and then I back off. I wait to be unspotted. We edge back out again. I'm going to set our binocs and camera net up again and see what we can see. Nothing. Which suggests that the KV3 and T34 are both still behind cover. There's T34, we spotted him again. And the KV85 is making a run. And I just spot this now. I decided to help our Type 59 out. Type 59 gets a hit in. The KV85 did fire at the Type 59 and misses. He's asking for help, and I shall oblige. This KV85's got absolutely no chance. And he is out of there. As a light tank, a fast and manoeuvrable one at that. Right click onto an enemy to lock on, use your manoeuvrability, go wide. Keep yourself going around them faster than their turret can turn, and they will have it. So we spotted the T34. And we're trying to get shots on. And it's really unfortunate because this T34 isn't giving us the side shots we want. He is now. and I just fucked that one up completely. But he happily obliges, backs off more, and he's still giving me his side. But with the millimeters of this gun and the penetration, it's not quite going through. That one bounced. I got a critical bell, so I think I tracked him, or at least damaged his track. So I decided to go, with the advice of my friend, I decided to go a little bit to the left to try and get a better shot on. Try and spot this KV-3 first. I'm loading my last clip of APCR. Notice that this problem with this tank is because of the low damage, it's per shot. It's hard to do a lot of damage without using all your ammo. I've got a clip of HE, 2 clips of heat left, and a clip of APCR left. And lo and behold, we spot him. He gives us his frontal armor. One more hit and we've got him. Again. This T-34 keeps getting spotted, keeps getting hit, but is still alive. I fucked that one up completely, because I just snapshotted it. Long aim time on the T71. I am spotted, and we're very lucky that that shot went wide, but at that kind of range, you've got to kind of gamble that the T-34 is going to miss you. So we've got 1 round left in that clip, so we load heat instead. Heat's not that good against tracks or spaced armor, remember, but it does have higher pen, like as a base value, and on top of this, it is a full clip rather than one shot. And with a almost 20-second reload on this tank, with the clip, with the skills and the equipment I've got on it, unfortunately, it's better to load those 6 rounds of heat. T-34 kills the 88, so I know he's just fired. Peek over the hill, use what gun depression I have, and we finally put one through his lower plate. Finally killing off the T-34. I did say in chat, wait for me type to kill the T-34. I think I'm selling the type again, wait, like, because I'm reloading 10 seconds, so. So I'm ready to fire now. And now, we triple tapped R, we know roughly where the KV-3 is, and the biggest mistake that this KV-3 and T-34 did this entire game is not move. They've roughly stayed in the same place the whole game, and that has cost them. If they'd have moved together forward, like moved where that KV-85 did, moved with him, that would be ended him. I catch the KV-3 unawares. I have no idea how my heat rounds are now going through the side. That one went through his tracks. That one again went through his tracks. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we clean up, getting 6 kills and 2,800 damage in the T71. So let's have a quick look at the post-game stats. So here are the post-game stats. So as you can see, we've got a Mastery, we've got a Bruise, we've got a Fire for Effect, and we've got a Top Gun. It's not a huge collection of medals. I got 8,695 experience, mainly because it was I used the personal reserve double on top of a ×3 triple, which is like obviously really good to help grind the tank. And if we look at the detailed report, fired 47 shots and we hit 41. We made most of our shots count, and this is something people forget in a light tank. A light tank is for spotting, a light tank is for scouting, but a light tank is also for shooting. You have a small gun most of the time unless you're a T49, but don't underestimate how much damage you can put out if you persistently outspot your enemies from a large distance, or you outflank them, outmaneuver them, and especially with things like the M41 Bulldog, with the autoloader, and the T71. You just put round after round into the back of a tank, and they struggle to do whatever. They struggle to do anything in return. 2,814 damage. Notice that over 1,000 of that was a distance of more than 300 meters. So this gun is not the most accurate, and it's got a long aim time, but we used our absolutely superior spotting, especially on the T-34, to just outplay them. Only received 2 hits, that non-pen from the 31-4-100, and of course the penetration of the T-34 near the start. With the 34-100, we didn't receive anything else, so even if he'd have hit us, we'd have been okay as long as he didn't damage our ammo rack or completely destroy it. It was worth killing that tank and getting him out of the way. We only spotted 2 vehicles, We damaged 7 and destroyed 6. And only 401 damage due to my assistance. So if we look at my personal score, only the ISU and the OI we had spotting damage on. Everything else, and I think the ISU was actually due to me tracking him. It says detected, but I think that's the same on what replays. So yeah, this is a thing as a light tank. I didn't even spot many tanks at all. I only spotted originally 2 tanks, the artillery and the OI. So here's the thing. Light tanks are for scouting and for spotting, but you can also carry games by using your gun to take little pot shots here and there and using your view range to your advantage and your maneuverability. Relocate. I went all over the place in that game. I was in their base, I was in the heavy brawling area, I went into the middle, down below into the gully. Use your maneuverability to get around the sides of tanks, use your maneuverability to outflank. Pop up, take some shots. When you get spotted, pop back, move to a different location, pop back up. It's like playing Battlefield. If you imagine, if you're against an enemy and there's plenty of cover around, pop out of cover, take some, fire some shots from your gun. When the enemy knows where you are, go back into cover. Don't pop out the same cover because they're an idiot. If they're an idiot, they'll keep looking at the same piece of cover. Move to a different side of the cover or move to a different cover entirely. Pop up there. They won't expect it. Always keep on the move. Unless you're passively scouting or you need to stay still to shoot at something, staying still in the light tank is a bad idea. Get those spots off. Help your team. Outflank your opponents. We have a look at the team score here. If we do it by experience, that Comet, 2,344 damage. He got Fire for Effect and he got Bruiser. And if we have a look there, damage upon detecting 823 and he blocked 240 from his armor. So he did take 1 non-pen. But and he only received 6 hits. Those 4 tanks around him, I can't believe they took so long to kill him. Props to our Type 59 and our LTTB, obviously my friend. Us 3 did over 2,000 damage, and that type living to the end was fantastic. 5 Effect Duelist, Hand of God and Steel Wall, so he used his armor to good effect. Commiserations go to the T34. He did do a lot, 2,800 damage, but I honestly feel that him staying in exactly the same place was his downfall. He allowed me to flank. He never surprised me with where he was. He always stayed in roughly the same place, and that I think was, he didn't put pressure on our cap. I think when the KV-85 pushed forward, if the KV-85, the KV-3 and the T-34 had pushed forward together, I would not have been able to assault them. They could have gone for the cap and made it very, very difficult with what we had left to deal with them. Instead, they split up. The KV-3 went left towards the middle. The KV-85 went far right and forward to our base and was isolated. The T-34 stayed where he was. If you, as a group of tanks, underestimate a light tank and split up, it can and it will, if played by a decent player, flank you, single individual vulnerable tanks out and deal with them one by one, which is exactly what I did. If you bunch up together, yeah, we might be able to take 1 or 2 of you out, but if you turn multiple guns towards him, that's a very scary prospect, and he's going to go looking for softer targets. Protect each other, teamwork, stick together, especially near the end of a game. You don't want to split up unless you specifically need to flank. In that kind of situation, if them 3 had stuck together because our tanks were nowhere near the cap, they could have got to our cap and started triple capping, and there'd be nothing we could do about it. We'd have had to suicide into them. Someone would have had to sacrifice themselves, probably me. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the area below, and I shall catch you next time.